Hello, everyone. I wanted to take a minute to discuss this AI fail of the week. I got a number of questions from you about a couple of the AI fails, and if I could get a bit more into detail about them. And I figured I'd start with this. This is one of the earlier ones that I sent out, and it talks specifically about AI agents, which I keep saying is one of the big things to be careful about. So let's go through this a bit, and I can show you why an AI agent is quite dangerous, especially as compared to just AI models like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, etc. Now, I should preface this by saying I'm not a tech guy by any means, and so people who are more tech can maybe delve a bit deeper into this, but I just want to talk from a practical point of view about the difference and what can happen. So first of all, an AI model, when you talk about a model, it's ChatGPT, it's Gemini, it's Claude, it's DeepSeek, it's all these things. And basically, you ask it a question, it gives you an answer. That's it. Now, you can ask it to do this, that, and the other. You can upload documents, and you can ask it to create documents, and it can mess things up completely or save you a bunch of time or anywhere in between. But that's pretty much it. It's limited to that. With AI agents, however, you give it access to a lot of stuff. There are AI agents like Microsoft Copilot, for example, which gives you access to your email, to everything like that. You have other AI agents, as we'll see, that give you access to a 4 terabyte hard drive and can erase everything. And that's the danger here. So let's go through what happened here. So this is an incident, a real incident, that involved Google's anti-gravity IDE, I guess. Basically, the built-in AI agent mistakenly wiped out this developer's entire 4 terabyte hard drive. Actually, he says he's not a developer. He's an architect based in Armenia, and he's working on an AI portal project for the architecture firm. And so what does this mean? This Google Anti-Gravity, which is an agent platform, it's pretty tech. I mean, for an architect, I'm actually quite impressed that he's using it, but also, yeah, he was in over his head if he was using that and is not a developer in any way. But he realized the hard way, I guess, that an AI agent can autonomously read and write files and execute commands inside and I guess outside even the project workspace. So in this specific case, this AI agent chose and executed this destructive command itself as part of its workflow. This wasn't an explicit command typed in by the user, but it decided that in order to follow the preliminary orders or whatever, that it should go ahead and do this. So in essence, the person had asked the AI agent to delete the cache, but instead the agent decided, instead of doing that specific subfolder, it decided to delete the entire 4 terabyte D drive, even though he had specifically disabled this agent non-workspace file access. So in theory, the agent should not have been able to access this at all, even if it had wanted to delete, or even if he had said, delete my 4 terabyte D drive, it should not have been able to. And yet it found a way to access this. This is the scary part here. And later when he asked the agent, why did you do that, or what did you do? The agent basically admitted in a chat that had not been given permission to delete the entire drive. It said it was a critical failure on my part, and yeah, that's it. So it admitted it made a mistake, but then it's too late at that point. And apparently he also had a setting where they had auto confirmation enabled. So that means that for any action, there should have been human confirmation. It should ask for human confirmation. And apparently it did not do that either. And if you delve into it, you have a lot of developers giving comments, and they say that this is an AI safety and tooling design failure. It's not just a one-off bug from this specific program, or that the person made a mistake or anything like that. This was an instance of, even though there was sandboxing means that you isolate it from, it's also called air gapping in different scenarios, but it's where you isolate what you're working on from the rest of the files that you don't want to touch. That didn't happen here. So with all these problems of the agents running amok, I'm reminded of the, what's it called? The paperclip experiment. Actually, let me pull that up. The paperclip maximizer, that was it. And this is an old example. I think, does it say here what it came from? Anyway, it was from a book a while ago. And the idea here is that you ask an AI to have a simple goal. Make as many paperclips as possible, right? Popularized by philosopher Nick Bostrom, so you can look it up. So this is what happens when you ask it to do that. The AI optimizes factory production. Efficiency goes through the roof. Great. You're making so many paper clips. Then phase 2, it realizes it could do even better with more power, more data, and more raw materials. Logical next step. Phase 3, eventually it notices that humans are obstacles to its paperclip empire. We need steel for highways and buildings, not for clips. And the end game, in a single-minded quest for optimization, the AI converts all available matter on Earth, including us, into paperclips. It goes a bit more into detail, at least the one that I read, the example that I read. Yeah, that you give this factory access to whatever it needs to create paperclips. Well, then it starts fishing around and finding ways to get access to more and more, killing off all the humans, and so it can just make paperclips and paperclips and paperclips. And while this might seem far-fetched, we saw here in this example that the AI agent did get access to something it shouldn't have. And in the other emails I sent out, I give examples where, the AI agent got access to electricity to another computer's hard drive, that one of them was mining crypto. It suddenly started mining crypto in order to create more funds or something. I don't even remember. Anyway, this has kind of become a real problem. And so we really need to worry about this in terms of AI agents. Now, I'm not saying never to use an AI agent. I'm just saying to keep stuff like this in the back of your mind. These are worst case scenarios, and plenty of people use AI agents every day, and it's fine, but you really should be careful with them. And that's why I wanted to delve a bit more into detail of this specific example. But yeah, hopefully that answers your questions about what happened here. And I can go through some of the others AI fails that I've featured, because this is something we need to be careful about. And hopefully that is clear. If you are, by the way, a developer or programmer and you understand this more in detail and would like to tell me about it, or maybe talk about it yourself, feel free to let me know, because as you can tell, I'm not a tech person, but I did find it very interesting. So I think it's something that should be in the back of our minds when we're dealing with stuff like this. Anyway, hopefully you found that useful, and hopefully you find this video useful. And I'll leave a link to subscribe to the newsletter down below in case you are interested. It doesn't only obviously talk about fails, but it talks about helping you for your business using AI. And it has that week's AI news and stuff like that, as pertains to professionals and businesses using AI for that, not for the programmers and tech people. I'll leave that to the experts in that field. Anyway, I hope you find this useful, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Everyone's using AI, but don't panic. Here's what I learned. AI won't replace you. It amplifies you. AI is your eager intern. For job searches, resume writing, and much, much more. AI for professionals and entrepreneurs shows you how. 71% of employers now prefer AI experience. Get prompts, templates, and workflows. Work with AI, not against it. Available now on Amazon. Stop panicking. Start thriving.